Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since we've done a video, but today we're going to be talking about Powerless by Lauren Roberts, the book that I've just recently finished. Let's get into it. Spoiler-free plot. The elites have possessed powers for decades gifted to them by the plague, while those born ordinary are just that, banished from the kingdom of Ilia and shunned from society. No one knows this better than Peter Grey, an ordinary person as a psychic to blend in with the elites. When she unsuspectingly saved one of Ilia's princes, Kai Aza, forgive me if I've gotten that wrong, she's thrown into the Persian trials, a brutal competition showcasing the elite's powers. If the trials and the opponents within them don't kill her, the prince she's fighting villains for will if he discovers that what Payton is completely ordinary. So we've got what characters. Payton Grey, main character and ordinary potential psychic. Then we've got Adina, Payton's friend. King Edric, king of Ilia, and responsible for exiling the ordinaries to protect the elites. Kai Azar, Prince of Ilia and future enforcer. Kit, Kai's older half brother and future king. Then we've got Blair, one of the competition, and she's the general's daughter. We also have Jax, Hera, Ace, and Andy and Braxton, who are also in the competition. So let's go through a little bit about what happens in the book. The 6 Persian trials are about to begin. Kai has been sent on another mission. He hunts for an ordinary, which turns out to be a child. He spares her and reunites her with her family before banishing them from the kingdom of Ilia. Payton comes across Kai during this and robs him. Kai then realizes that she has robbed him, and a group of men then attack him for the rest of his coins, but Payton comes back and helps him, but she doesn't know he's the prince. The king also killed Payton's father, which is why Payton hates the king as much as she does. Because of the fact Payton saved the prince, she's then selected for the Persian trials and believes this is because she saved the prince. Payton then meets Kit and realizes that he is Kai's older brother and the future king of Ilia. At this point, Pay hates both Kai and Kit. Blair marks Payton before the trials and says she's going to kill her. It's clear that Blair likes Kai and Kit and wants one of them, but they seem to have no interest in her, even though she keeps trying to get some interest from them. There's some interviews that the contestants attend where they talk about their powers and what they can do and what they hope to get out of the trials. Payton says she wants to survive. Payton fakes being psychic during her interview. Kit asks Payton at the first ball. Kai also probably wanted to ask her as well, but he ends up going with Blair. During the training sessions, Kai helps her with her training and Payton tries to hit him. There's still some hatred on her side. Adina gets brought to the palace to be Payton's seamstress for the balls. The first spot is attacked by ordinaries and the resistance. The first trial begins, and Payton and Kai spend time together during this trial, so some of that hatred starts to go away. After the first trial comes to an end, Payton searches for and finds the resistance. Payton is told to get close to Kit to find a tunnel for the resistance because there's this tunnel in the castle that leads up under the box where they sit to view the trials. Payton wins the second trial. Kit and Payton then go to Loot to she can show Kit what their life is like in Loot and to help him get some awareness. And Payton actually finds the tunnel that is needed for the resistance. Around the same time, Kai has a nightmare about all the people he's killed and has a nightmare about killing Payton. So Payton stays to comfort him. And then we'll have the third and final trial, which is in a maze. They have to get to the center of the maze, and there's someone at the center of the maze that they have to kill in order to win the trial. Adina's a criminal at the center of the maze. Blair gets there as well after a fight with Payton and kills Adina in front of her. And then the resistance attack. And Hayden goes after the king, and during the fight with him, she learns that Kai actually was the one that killed her father on the king's orders. Hayden then kills the king, and a sight sees her do this. So Kai then comes onto the scene and vows to hunt her down. Kit gets crowned king and orders Kai to find Hayden. So how would I rate this book? I would rate it 4 stars. It did have a very slow start, and it seemed sometimes it was dragging a little bit, but it is the first book of a series, so I'll give it a bit of leeway. I did like the banter between Kai and Hayden. It was really entertaining. You could tell that they liked each other even when they didn't want to like each other. I think Kai was a bit more willing to admit he liked Payton than Payton would admit she liked Kai. I think the fact that Pay finally knows Kai killed her father is going to really impact their relationship going forward in the other books. Um, Kit being king. So before everything happened with Pay, Kit was a rather, he seemed quite caring. He seemed to be different from his father, which was nice to see. It seemed that maybe when he did take the throne, he would do things differently. But now that he has taken the throne and Payton betrayed him and killed his father, he seems to be a bit colder. Maybe even a little unhinged. So we'll see what happens with him going forward. If he's going to follow his father's footsteps, or if he's going to try to be different. What's going to happen if or when Kai finds Payton and he brings her back to the castle? Is she going to face judgment, or is something else going to happen? I don't know. Um, I felt really sorry for what happened to Adina. From what I saw of her in the book, she seemed like a really sweet person, and she didn't deserve what happened to her. She wasn't a criminal. She was merely trying to survive, and I think it really shows the brutality of Edric, the king, that he would do that. He never liked Pear. He never wanted Payton to win the trials, which is why I think he did this. He also didn't like the fact that both of his sons seemed rather entranced with Payton, and he tried to keep them away from her, but clearly that didn't work either. I think even though Kai is going to be hunting Payton in the next books, I still think there's something there. I think he's wrestling with the fact that she did what she did, but I think maybe, I don't know if you would understand. He doesn't seem to have the same attitude as his father. His father doesn't like anyone from the slums, but Kai seems to have a different attitude. So I guess we'll have to see what's going to happen. I'm going to leave this book with you here, and I will upload it presently. Please keep watching and keeping an eye out for any other content. And goodbye for now.